start with a statement. We'll open up for questions.
You know, I was pleased early, you know, as well as they played, that our kids did a good job of staying in the game. And, you know, I thought we took their best shot. And, you know, we cut it to 2 at halftime and felt pretty good about that. Even though we weren't rebounding the ball really well, we rebounded the ball in the second half. Didn't turn it over a lot. Quite frankly, we just made a couple of defensive mistakes late, you know, that most people wouldn't see, but the coaches see. You know, and most of them were on ball screens with Alexander. We just made some mistakes there where he got too easy of shots, and you know, that's kind of, you know, they just made a few more plays. It was a really good basketball game. Both teams played hard. You know, I can't fault my team there, and you know, as many mistakes as we made, as our kids made, I made a lot more than they did. So you know, I don't have any problems with the way our kids played.
Questions for Coach?
You have a guy like Walters. I mean, is it just a matter of just throw the ball in his hands?
Well, I mean, the second half, that's pretty much what it was. There weren't, it wasn't like we were calling set plays out there. You know, and he played pretty well. I mean, you have a player like Nate, and he's feeling it like he is, and he knows he can get by people. Then you let him go.
He's never played especially well in this building. Today was probably his best game, especially in terms of shooting percentage.
I mean, I guess I can't remember the last 3 times. You know, he's feeling healthier. I know that. He did. You know, he missed some practices this week. On basically the whole week he didn't practice except for yesterday. It may be good for him. It may keep his legs fresh. But you know, he had a little more lift, a little more explosion. We feel like he's getting closer to 100%. So. You know, he played well. We just had a couple other guys that didn't.
The rough start, would you attribute that to?
You know, I mean, playing on the road, it's their biggest game of the year. You know, they're going to have a lot of energy. They're going to have all that, and we knew that, and we knew they would throw it at us. And I thought, you know, they did. And we took their best shot. We got ourselves back in the game, and then I knew it was going to be a good basketball game. So. You know, that's just that just goes with the territory in these kind of games.
A rough. Dykstra didn't score till the second half. White didn't score at all. I don't know if you got any. You got 3 points from the bench. Just your thoughts on the guys other than Nate. I guess Braden was really good in the first half.
Braden, but you know, even though I don't keep track of who scored when and all that, but even in the second half, Braden was good for us because he came off curls and attacked the paint with the dribble and got people things. So you know, I was really pleased with the way he played. I just think it's, you know, it's hard to beat a team as good as this when you allow them to shoot 53%. They're gonna, you know, the fact that Marshall was 8 for 8 and they only shot 53% tells me that other than that, we did a pretty good job. But when you know a home team shoots 53% and you have a few guys that just don't play well, it's tough to win basketball games on the road.
Tony's one of your best defenders. You guys think he's one of the best in the league? Was that Marshall just kind of flat out beat him tonight? What do you?
Well, I mean, he's good. I mean, Marshall's good. He's a load. He's got at least 20 pounds on Tony. And you know, I mean, we can't just isolate him down there. We have to help him out a little bit more. You know, and that's why I say those are probably more my mistakes than they are anything else. I thought they did a good job. You know, it was clear that the game plan was to go into him, and they did it most of the night, and he played very well.
It's obviously students are on break here. Different crowd. You're gonna have that same situation down at Vermilion. Your thoughts on just the way the schedule broke, that you get your rivalry games where, you know, a lot of the noisemakers are not going to be around?
I mean, you know, I guess we would prefer to play them then. You know, that's when we try to schedule, like when we go to New Mexico and things like that, we try to schedule people when they're on breaks, just because we know that those crowds are different and they tend to be a little more down. But you know, we knew coming up here that it would be a good crowd, and it'll be packed when we go to USD. And you know, we have a little bit of a unique situation where you know, we're North Dakota State's rival, but we're also USD's rival. You know, and so we know that that's going to be a big game for them. But so what? I don't really care about that. And we won't even talk to our players this week about USD until Friday. So.
Anything else for Coach?
Scott, just, Nate said it, flat out, you guys, one of your goals to win the Summit League. You guys knew it wasn't gonna be easy, but getting that first loss, as, more than likely that's gonna come at some point. Just your thoughts on how kids get over that, what's gonna be key moving forward, and especially because it's kind of early, it's not like you start at 8-0 or whatever.
No, and I think, if you look at our team, on the previous losses we've had this year, we've bounced back and played well and responded. So, we've not lost 2 in a row. And I think that our kids will. We're just on a tough stretch here. We're going an entire month without playing at home. But, we're not making excuses. We set the schedule that way. We knew it was set up that way. And, our guys know that it'll be important how we respond to this. But yeah, I would think that would be every team's goal, and certainly it is ours.
I know you haven't seen everybody yet, but it seems like it's entirely possible these are the best 2 teams in the league, doesn't it?
Yeah, I haven't seen, I haven't even looked at the other teams on film, I just know records and things like that, so I haven't paid a ton of attention to it. To me, right now, UMKC would be the best team in the league. So, I'll look at them and I'll think we have no chance to beat them. That's just the way I feel about every game, that I don't know how we're gonna get people stopped. So, and I do, that's how I look at it. It doesn't matter who we're playing. I get very nervous over it and, wonder if we can get it done. And so, but I think that works to my advantage too, because I don't overlook anybody.